Hi guys, so today I thought I'd just do this really quick tutorial to show you just how quick and easy it is to get up and running with your own solo ads. So here we go, we're in Facebook as you can see. This is really the main medium I use to find Facebook's and solo ads providers, sorry. And I showed you briefly in my live the other morning, but it was a bit difficult because I was holding a mobile at the same time. So I thought I'd show you on here and go into a bit more detail because I've started running my own solo ads now. So first thing is you need to find some solo ad providers and you need to find the Facebook groups that they hang out in. So quite literally up here in the search bar, you just type in solo ads, just hit return. And what you want, you see, you can have people, photos, videos, blah, 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 but you want groups. So we're going to hit on groups. And you'll see here there are lists and lists. There are loads and 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 loads of solo ad groups. And you'll see all the familiar faces of the people who you know in these groups. But the one I'm going to hit on is this one here, Solo Ad Testimonials. And the reason why this one's quite powerful is because it's other people leaving testimonials for solo ad providers. So you can see this guy, Scott, he used Chris Lacida, and they give the opt-in rate and the tier. Some actually give if they've made sales. Okay, so you can see who these solo ad providers are, which is really helpful. Now, the one we recently decided to go with was actually this one at the top, and we're trialing them at the moment. So obviously I'll give you some feedback when we know what's going on. So far the opt-in rate's very good. Haven't had any sales yet, but as we know, that's not necessarily the most important thing. Straight up, it's the sales probably come a little bit down the line after a few emails. Okay, so what you can do is if you find one that maybe you've seen a few testimonials for that you like the look of, like this guy Jasper Yo, he's shown up a couple of times. There you go, second run with Jasper. There you go, received 100. So he looks fairly reasonable. He looks as if he's got, you know, some good comments there. So what we can do is we can pop over to his profile, and here he is. And hopefully, hopefully he will have a web link or somewhere that we can click so we can see his sales page, which I can't see right this moment. Let's try the about, see if it's in there. I see he's got a photography thing going on, but no page that I can see at the moment. Okay, let's go back. I don't think there are any links to his. Okay. Sometimes they pop it. There's no one, Scott Price. Opt-in 30%, not so good. Chris Pambos, oh look at that, 66.5% opt-in, 91% on tier 1, which is obviously all the British speaking countries. And here he has got a sales page. Let's check him out, shall we? So here we go. This is kind of what a sales page will look like. And some of them have an introduction video, which seems to be taking a short while to pop up. So you can see, there we go, here's some more testimonial videos by the look of it. But he's had recent testimonials in the group, which is a good thing. And here we go. So you can see, you can quite simply just book. If you just want to do a quick 100-click run to see how it goes, then you can. You see it's $79 for 100 clicks, so that's not too bad. I've seen lower, I've seen higher. Obviously, the higher you go, it comes down the cost per click comes down. So here it's 72 cents, whereas here it's 79 cents. So really it's up to you how much you want to test. You'll probably get a better feel for it if you did a 500 clicker, but it depends on your budget, of course. But what you've got to remember is you're constantly topping up your pipeline, your leads pipeline. So even if you don't get sales straight away, you're pretty guaranteed to get a lot of leads. So you can either just book straight off the bat and give it a try, see how you get on, or you could probably just pop back and message the guy personally, ask the questions that Misha proposes. You know, it really depends on you, but I just want to show you really how quickly you can just get started with solo ads. You know, I think for some reason we place a bit of resistance around it and we want to do the co-op, but actually it's very simple to do. Now, I know from my discussions with Ace and Rich and some other people have posted that some of Misha's solo ad swipe copy is bouncing, you know, it's going to the spam boxes. From Ace and Rich's advice is these guys know sort of more recently what works in terms of swipe files, and you just pretty much provide them with a link. And this was the next thing I wanted to cover. I know we've talked about click magic and I mentioned it again in the live, but again, having spoken to Ace and Rich, there is a better way of doing it, and that is quite simply in your back office. So if I log in to the back office, and we go to the link generator. So hopefully you realise the one we want to use is this one here, Super Affiliate Network Capture Page New. It's really important that you use this one. This is the one that Misha follows up, so you don't have to worry about the follow-up. You know, this will send it straight through to the list in the back office where he does all the follow-up. And so we use this black link here. Now, Jason Gazway actually gave a bit of training about how you can code these without going through all the create adverts and stuff that's down below the link generator. So just quite simply, just copy the link. Okay, go into a text document. So I'm just going to quickly do a blank document in Google Docs, but any text editor, Word or whatever, you know, you can use. And we're just going to paste. Pasting. There it is, right, paste it. So you can see that's our affiliate link. So, you know, obviously you'll have your own one there. But what you can do, anything that comes after this slash here, you can actually put anything in and it will still go to the same affiliate link. So it's a really great way to code your link. So you might want to put the initials of the vendor. I'll do the one that I did for recently. So it was Rock Solid Traffic was the one. So RST. It was then I put the date, but I put it in backwards. It just references it in numerological order if you do it backwards. So if I put in 16 10 04 and then dash, I run a 500 link. So that would be my link. And if I copy that, okay, copy, paste that into a new browser and hit return. And you will see here, it's still taking me through to my capture page that Misha's set up for us. Now if we go back to the create link, so we want to go back up here. And if we go to link tracking stats. So you can see this is the one I just set up and it's shown that it's had a hit. Okay, this is the one that I'm currently running from yesterday with Rock Solid Traffic. So here you can see how many hits we've had. We've had 259. How many opt-ins we've had. So we've had 96. But the other thing you get tracked in Infusionsoft is how many sales you've had. And at the end of the day, it's those sales that are the most important thing. So yes, it's nice to have a lot of leads, but what's more important is to have those sales. So I've not had any yet. Hopefully that's going to change in the next couple of days. But obviously I'll let you know if I think this vendor is worth running with. And that's why it's probably a good idea if we are all testing different vendors, then we can come back and give our own testimonials and we can all, you know, have a nice bank of vendors that we can all tap into. So at the moment there's no orders, but they will show up here when we get an order, and at the end of the day that's the number you want to be following. So you can see this is the code I put in yesterday, rock solid traffic. It was the 3rd yesterday, so you can see what I mean. It lists it in chronological order. Obviously I'm not going to use that link, but it's just for demonstration purposes. So I hope that's helpful. I hope that shows you that how in just however long this video is, 10 minutes, that you could get going with running your own solo ads. And then what you do is you literally copy that link, and they'll just ask for your link, and all you do is copy and paste that link to where they request it. It'll probably be, if you go to order, I suspect, oh, it does come after this anyway, but they will ask for your link at some point, and then the ads will just start running for you. So I hope that's really helpful for you guys. I hope that helps get you a little bit unstuck with running your own solo ads. And let me know how you get on. You know, let's keep a bank of which solo ad vendors are working really well for us and which aren't. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I'll speak to you later. Bye.